Look at this sunset tonight. Oh my goodness, girl. This is crazy.
You would never know.
This was all just pink a second ago. It kind of just disappeared. It was that color except this entire section of the sky. This is one of the prettiest sunsets I think we've ever had.
I know, it's
here
kind
in
of
this house. It's kind of sad because this is all the calm before the storm. So currently it is Saturday night here in Orlando, Florida, and Hurricane Irma is just starting to grace the very tip of Florida. Like the northernmost part of Irma is just starting to touch the southernmost part of Florida. So all throughout tonight into tomorrow is when things are going to start getting bad. Our worst is going to be
Sunday night, Monday morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll have a little bit of stuff all day long, but Sunday night, Monday morning, overnight is going to be our worst part. But
It's kind of cold outside right now.
we'll see what happens. All right, guys. So it's about noon the next morning. You can see that the outer bands are starting to finally hit us. But there's really not too much to worry about at this point. Oh, the lens just fogged up. Hold on. Just a very calm rain. There's not really any wind or anything. Honestly, this is way more chill than just a normal Florida rainstorm. So it's kind of eerily quiet for it being raining. But I think tonight around like 8 o'clock is when it's supposed to start getting bad. And then it gets worse as the night goes on. Now, in Kissimmee, which is like 45 minutes south of us, they did get a tornado, a confirmed tornado touchdown. So it's close. I mean, it could, turn south at any moment. You don't really know exactly when it's going to turn south, but as of right now, it's pretty calm. What do you think, girl? Oh, nice.
Hurricane Irma update.
Beautiful.
I'm making muffins.
Stay. Stay.
Boys. That is a raw egg. Oh! You have to clean that up.
Go. This is exactly how quickly it can change. Take a look at that. We literally just recorded that last segment about 10 minutes ago. We're now under a tornado watch, which doesn't mean that there's one that they've seen or that's been confirmed, but it means that there's likely that some could be in the area. So we'll see what happens. If there's a warning, you're supposed to go to an inside area away from windows. So all of us, yes, including you, Coda, are going to be piling in this pantry. Oh, that's not going to be fun.
I'm really hoping that doesn't happen.
All right, it's sandbag time. We didn't end up putting the sandbags out yesterday just because it wasn't raining or anything. So even though it's not raining that hard right now, figured it's probably better to take care of it now than later. So
I feel like putting the sandbags up is giving me anxiety because I feel like we're officially like locked
hunkered
in.
down, yeah.
I
And then
like
of course, the big black beauty is going to be protecting the front door just like she did last year. I love you, girl. It's my favorite vehicle out of all my vehicles, easily. So these are the sandbags we're working with. I would like to have more, especially for the back door. I never ended up shoveling sand out of the lake either.
Well,
I think we're gonna be okay. We're just gonna have to get more of these whenever this storm passes for the next time.
no.
In case you guys didn't see our original hurricane vlog, one of the major problems we have with this house for weather, pretty much the only problem, is water will get in this seal down here underneath this door. I just need to have it replaced. I haven't yet. So this is our major issue, is all this water comes down the street and pools up right in here and starts flooding through the front door. So if we get significant rain, we get significant water coming in through the front door. So that's what we're trying to stop here with these sandbags. Hopefully they work. Good job, girl. All right, so the front should be secure here. We've got the sandbags down on the ground for the water, and we've got this little girl here kind of blocking. Hopefully there's no debris, but if there's any low flying debris, she'll take the hit before these glass windows will. Obviously there's nothing we can do about that up there, but she's doing a great job. Love you, girl. We were just assessing our neighbor's house. This is Rami. He's a really cool dude. He put a wooden fence in front of his front window.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, I feel like we're pretty well bunkered down. I think that's a little bit next level. Fencing in your windows. Good job, Rami. Guys, look at this. There's ducks out here. This is our favorite little duck family. I just had to come show you guys these guys. I hope they're gonna be okay. Look at them. Oh no, I'm scaring them. I don't want to scare them. We've been really worried about our wildlife because we have a couple of little birds. We have otters in the lake. We have these ducks right here. And then we also have this group of white birds we call the tribe that always come for lunch at our place, literally every single day. So we've been really worried about them. It looks like they're gonna be going over to those cattails over there where they live. So hopefully they're gonna be okay. They're so cute. See how they're looking. Are they gonna pass the test, the hurricane food test? We aren't gonna have too much power, so this is one of our last meals. They better be good.
The last hot meals.
What do you think, Coop?
They're not for you.
They passed the sniff test? Oh man, those are pretty good. Chelsea's currently directing the boys to go potty. We have a little bit of a break in the rain. It's still raining, just not nearly as hard. So we're trying to get them to go potty while they have the opportunities. He's out there. Is he?
5 minutes to
He's going number 2. He's just chilling. Good boy, Coop. You do you, bud. Screw Irma. Irma ain't got nothing on you. Show Irma who's the boss.
Come on, Pookie.
I'm proud of you, buddy.
Oh, he's
Okay, not anymore. Gotta go through the garage since the front door is so barricaded. Wanted to come outside and give you guys a little update. It's still raining. It's a little bit windier now. Before it wasn't really very windy, but you guys can see that the wind is starting to pick up a little bit. We've got the trees swaying. We've got little branches and stuff all over the yard.
We keep getting like gusts of rain. Like for 30 seconds, it just rains sideways really, 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 really hard, and then it's back to nothing.
Are you sure there's 3 reallys?
Yeah.
Really, really, really? Oh no, that was 4
It's
reallys.
like-
That's a
it's
lot
like-
of reallys.
All of a sudden it rains really hard and you're like, okay, this is it. This is the hurricane. And then it comes back to Florida sunshine rain.
It is currently around 4 o'clock p.m. So like we've been saying, 8 o'clock is when it's kind of supposed to start hitting. And then I think the worst of it would be overnight. So, 2, 3 a.m. Unfortunately, I was really wanting to live stream, but that's all right. So this is just the super outer bands. There have been a bunch of tornado warnings all around us, but we haven't had one yet, luckily.
Anything.
So we're good to go on that front. Both of us being from the Midwest, I mean, we were talking about this earlier, the T word scares us more than the H
They're
word.
more scary, yeah.
Yeah.
But as long as the wind keeps blowing here, I'm like, okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Because before tornado, it gets really cold.
Yeah. So, not really much to update. It's just rain and a little bit of wind, but nothing apart from a normal rainstorm. So, we're waiting for the good stuff. Well, that's never a thing you want to pop up on your phone. We now have a tornado warning. We're supposed to take shelter until 7:15.
He's sitting under his...
So, to be able to take shelter, we're going to get the entire family, instead of being out here where we have these windows and stuff where, debris can come in, we're going to have the entire family in this tiny little pantry. So if we go in here, we can shut the door. My mom's gathering her stuff right now. She's going to be in here in a second. We can shut the door, and this is the tiny little space that we're working with. So we're going to be in here for 25 minutes. Wish me luck. Okay, so not only do we have a tornado warning for our county right now, but I'm honestly a little bit embarrassed to share this, but I'm just gonna share the entire story with you guys. We also have a leak in the house now. So this house was built in 2009, almost brand new, made out of concrete, shatterproof windows, metal roofs. It's supposed to be like tip of the top for this sort of thing. And we've never had a leak before, but we had to set this trash can out. You guys can see, if I get my phone light, we've got some water dripping down in there. It's not a lot, it's a very little leak. But if we turn this on, you guys might be able to see this middle light right here. Water is dripping from it. So I'm hoping that that's not like filled with water or something. I don't know. I'm not really sure what to make of that, but obviously there's nothing we can do about that. I mean, that's like 25 feet up in the air. So we're gonna have to hire somebody to come look at that, and nobody's gonna be coming out right now, so we'll see what happens. Little update for you guys. Our bamboo is still holding in there. It's like our favorite thing. One of our favorite things about the house. It's barely hanging on though. It's reaching over and touching the power lines right now. And the storm still isn't here. What time is it? 7:13 right now. So our tornado warning just ended. And Irma still ain't even here yet. So an update on the roof situation, because that seems to be the most pressing matter at the moment. Chelsea went through, this is our bag of important papers. Most of this stuff we didn't even touch since we bought the house. It just came with the house. But this is our insurance policy. She just went through it. All of that. And she had, it was like go to section 2A to see section 7C, and she went through all of it. She found out that we're covered, but we have to pay a $12,500 deductible first. So there is no way that the cost to replace that is gonna be $12,500, which means this is gonna be out of pocket for me, which really sucks. I'm really concerned with it. I've never had roof issues before. I'm hoping it's not too bad. The only problem is obviously there are gonna be a ton of people with roof issues after this, and a lot of them are gonna be way worse than mine. So being able to find somebody that has availability is gonna be tough, and it rains all the time in Florida. So I'm hoping that the only reason why it's leaking is because it's raining so hard. I'm hoping a normal rainstorm it won't leak. And I mean, it'll probably be weeks before we can even get that looked at.
In the midst of all of this, Trevor and all of the boys in our neighborhood have decided that the best thing for them to do would be to trade walkie-talkies.
If I never see you again, I love you.
Love you too.
I love him too.
Don't bother coming back, we're good. Oh God, there they are. Go, baby, go. Oh man. I think he's trying to check out the roof. Look at this ding dong. Okay guys, so Trevor's having a slight meltdown about the leak in the roof. So he's gonna go into the attic, which he's never been into before, to try and find the leak. Mid-hurricane.
I'm not gonna record very much because I'm actually trying to see what's going on. This is what we're working with though. So we're out here above one of the garages. The main house is over this way. And I think I have to get behind this insulation, and then you can go over and then up, and then we can get over to that ceiling over there where it's leaking from. Wish me luck. Well, we had some AC work done a couple of months ago, and that's the hole that the guys went up through. We have two attics. So one is above the 2-car garage, which is a storage attic, and this one is the attic that reaches the entire house. And they went up in that attic, and somehow they got up to the 2nd floor, and I couldn't figure out how. I was pulling back the insulation. There were just more walls behind the insulation, so I'm not sure what little crevice they went through. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get up there, and we don't know exactly what's going on. So I'm just freaking out. My mom had a good idea. She put a towel down the bucket, so now we don't hear the drip, drip, drip over and over. So hopefully out of sight, out of mind, out of earshot, out of mind, and we're just gonna have to try to call somebody tomorrow or the next day whenever this thing's over. It's about an hour later, and I just want to let you guys know what was going on, because honestly, I don't know how much we're going to be able to talk about during the night. I mean, you guys can see here, we can't see anything. Like if I put this right up to the window so you guys don't really get a reflection, you can't really see much. It's super dark outside. We get, like a lot of times it's just like kind of weirdly quiet, and then all of a sudden the wind picks up and the rain goes crazy and the windows start shaking and the trees start swaying all over the place, as you guys can see is happening right now. But apart from that, there's nothing much we can see, which is unfortunate. I was really hoping this was gonna take place during the daytime so I could see it. Anyway, this is our little hurricane setup. My mom is in her room watching TV shows. Chelsea and I are out here. I'm editing the vlog you guys are currently watching. She's just checking up on the storm and Facebooking
Weather
and
woman.
doing girl things. And then we have another laptop set up with the Weather Channel streaming live. So we still have power, which is fantastic. I've unplugged all my computers and consoles and electronics because it's been going off and on. I don't want anything to happen to those. So everything major like that stuff and TVs and stuff has been shut off. And we'll see what happens. You guys saw earlier I ran and got this. So as soon as the power goes out, we've made a pact to all turn these on so all of us neighbors can stay in contact with each other and help each other out if we need it. And that's just kind of what's going on. So I'm sure we'll give you guys an update before we go to bed, but for the next few hours, I don't see much else changing. So we'll see what happens. How you feeling, girl?
It's scarier when you can't see like what's happening outside.
Yeah.
It's just as windy as it was, but now I can't see it.
Originally, it was supposed to hit the US as a Cat 5. It hit as a Cat 4. Originally, it was supposed to hit us at a Cat 3. It's currently a Cat 2 and not even here yet. So it's probably gonna be a low Cat 2 or a Cat 1 by the time it actually hits us. So overall, yet again, for a second year in a row, and I'm not complaining because this is good, I think we kind of lucked out. We'll see what happens in the morning. We have a stowaway for the storm. We always get these frogs in our windows. They always climb up these windows. So he's just, yeah, he's just hanging out. That's funny. I hope he makes it. I don't have a proper frog enclosure or anything to be able to actually take care of him, so I don't know if I would be able to do him any good, but I hope he makes it. The power, I told you guys we weren't gonna have an update. Literally 2 minutes after I shut that last clip off, the power went off for like 15 seconds, and we thought it was it, and then it came back on. So according to this, we should be right in the middle of the storm, but it just completely stopped raining, stopped with the wind, stopped with everything. It's like eerily dead quiet outside. And being from the Midwest, this is always a sign of a tornado. I don't think we're at risk of a tornado right now, but it's just kind of weird. I mean, it's misting, but there's no rain happening right now. Tons of wind though. So we've got more of a flooding situation in 3 different rooms. This isn't as big of a deal. The top of the doors is just not sealed very well, so this water is coming in over top of the doors, both in our bedroom here, as well as in Chelsea's office right across the way. But the big problem is this over here. So you guys can see there is definite water coming down through, and we've got the paint bubbling up. So those are like 2 little bubbles of water right there, which is not good. I don't know. I mean, it could be worse. Some people are losing their houses and their roofs and stuff like that. So we're gonna be okay. It just kind of stinks, but you know, I guess I'm glad that we got a hurricane that's not as bad as was expected. It showed us all these issues and we can get them fixed for next time. So we need to add it to the list, girl. We need a new gate. We need new seals on the front doors. We need to get this leak figured out. We need to get that leak figured out. We need to get new seals on the 2 doors upstairs. Anything else? Around midnight and we are headed to bed. We just finally lost power. We weren't saying anything about it the entire time, the entire night. We didn't want to jinx anything. We were hoping this was going to be like Matthew, where we'd never lose it, and unfortunately that's not the case. So we just lost power. I've had the AC cranked all day in hopes that it would be able to stay cool for a while, but honestly we've been without power for probably like 25 minutes now, and I can already feel it's starting to get hotter. So I'm not good at sleeping when it's hot. I need it to be like ice cold, frigid. Oh, this is gonna be a long night, guys. And it could be a long couple of days before we even get power back. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, it's around midnight right now. The worst part of it's supposed to be like 1 to 2 a.m. So I don't know, hopefully we can get to sleep and just not really think about it. Coop, you're a good boy. Chelsea, you're a good girl.
I don't like the dark, guys. I get scared.
Yeah, honestly, it was all okay until the lights went off. And then when it's dark and you just hear the wind and you hear all these things banging and clanging and ripping off and all kinds of stuff like that, it's a little bit scary.
You don't
But
realize how much noise like your house makes.
Right, on just a normal night.
Yeah,
let alone when there's
realize.
70 miles an hour winds beating it, and we have water coming through this door and that door and downstairs. And good news is tomorrow morning around 8 o'clock in the morning, it should be pretty much all the way past us. So if we can get a nice sleep and just fall asleep, wake up at a normal time, it should be gone. So we'll wake up then and see what's going on. Hope you guys enjoyed the vlog so far, and we'll see you guys in the aftermath. It's the next morning, so we went to bed around 1 a.m., slept till 8 a.m., so all the worst of it is past us. I don't think Chelsea slept as well as I did, but let's talk damage, because we actually have a little bit. Obviously, it could be way worse, but it kind of sucks. So over here, you guys remember this light was dripping. Looks like it got worse, so there's water in between the paint and the wall, which is why it's all kind of like stretched and it's got a little bubble there. So we want to go around and pop these to release the pressure. So we have one there. We also have these over here, which you guys might not be able to see as well, but we pointed these out last night. And we now have a big one right here. Now this area is all underneath the upstairs balcony. So I don't know if like on the back side of the balcony where it meets the house, there's not a good seal and that's where it was getting down. But I'm assuming it has something to do with the balcony because that's the closest thing to the outside for it to face the elements. Now if we go outside here, we did have that before and after of the pool, which is going to come in handy because you guys can see the pool is an absolute mess. We even have down here underneath in our little overflow trough thing, this thing is covered as well. This landscape speaker, they're supposed to be waterproof. I don't know if they're submerge proof. It was in this spot right here, so it was under like 4 inches of water. I pulled it out to hopefully be able to dry it out, but I feel like that's probably not good for it. You guys can see our dock is almost underwater. This is definitely the highest I've ever seen it. All throughout here, we have all sorts of little branches down and stuff. This tree used to be super, super lush. Now it's looking pretty weak, but that's all right. I mean, it's not like it's a pretty tree anyway. Sorry, tree. Over here, our neighbor's mango tree had a very close call with our windows. Holy cow, look at this. This thing has a little bit of meat to it. If that would have gone through this window, that could have been really, really bad. Cuba, what do you think about this? I had the camera out, he was freaking out that I wasn't pointing it to him. What do you think? Interview time. Well, too busy worried about swimming. Over here, I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but there is some damage to the soffit where the metal piece of the soffit is peeling back. So that's starting to get into stuff that might be a little bit more expensive to fix. We'll see. Somehow this gate made it again. So I don't know what has gotten into this gate or how it manages to hold on through hurricanes, even though it's not even really secured to the wall, but it does it. So that thing's magic. We're going out front now, so it's probably gonna get a little bit windy. I apologize, there's nothing I can do. But over here, you guys can see our bamboo is still standing. It's probably about half of what it once was, but it's still standing, so that's good. We have some more soffit damage all the way up on top. You guys can see that's kind of peeled back a little bit. We also have some over here where it's just pushed in, but it hasn't been ripped off. I'm pretty sure this is a piece from up top right there that came down. So hopefully you didn't sustain any injuries, girl. You did a good job blocking the window though. And then you guys can also see we do have some more bubbling up in the walls. So that's more rainwater. So we're gonna go ahead and pop those, release the pressure, and then have somebody come out as soon as we can to figure out why that's happening, both out here and inside. Out of all this, we're doing damage assessment and she finds a Mickey Mouse leaf on our car. Do you guys see it?
I can't get away.
Do a little damage assessment walk for the neighborhood. You guys can see there are trees and little pieces of trees everywhere.
How do we still have flowers?
I don't know.
It's weird.
How do we still have a fence? I still can't get over that. That thing, we're gonna, honestly, I was thinking about getting a new gate put in, but I think we're just gonna put new hinges on it. Like I can't turn my back on that fence.
Every time
He's held on this long.
Every time I heard a slam last night, I was like, eh, there it goes.
That's the fence.
And then I hear it again, I'm like, oh, now it's definitely gone.
Damn. Oh, I just tripped over a freaking branch in the ground. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. So this tree had a lot to say to our street. He threw a lot of stuff down here. A lot of these guys are pro wakeboarders. They have really nice boats, so I'm hoping all the boats are okay. I don't want to add insult to injury and go up there and try to film it, but one of our neighbors, Leah, she has a white Volkswagen back there. She had a giant branch fall on her windshield and completely bust her windshield out, like right square in the middle. And it's like a big, like it didn't obviously shatter because windshields won't shatter, but it's the entire thing is all like web cracked and stuff. So that really stinks. I would say that's probably the worst damage that I've seen so far.
Structural, yeah.
We've got more trees down here, all sorts of little debris. Look at this one. Irma, why'd you have to just pick this tree up? How rude. That's a pretty big tree too. Holy cow, that is nuts. That's crazy. The problem was that it rained for so long it softened up the ground and then all of these trees were barely hanging on as it was. Well, to be honest, I don't think we got it that bad. They're talking about this being the storm of the century and the worst one ever out of the Atlantic, and obviously it kind of shifted a little bit and lost power over time. We actually got hit with like the main part of it, but I think we can manage. I don't think this is too bad. I'm worried about your grandparents over in Venice though.
What scares me is I'm afraid that people will be like, oh, they hyped this up and it was nothing, and then the next one will be bad and nobody's
gonna do anything. Yeah, they have to hype it up. It's gotta be hyped up because then people take precautions. It's better to be overhyped and be like, well, why do we do all this, than to be underhyped and not be prepared. So.
Honestly, I was scared.
She was terrified the entire night. I slept like a baby.
I wanted to sleep in the pantry.
She was telling me, no, we gotta go downstairs and sleep in the pantry. I'm like, no, Chelsea, we're fine. We're fine. You don't have to worry. She was watching the green lightning last night.
I wanted to get it for you guys, but every time that I got up, it stopped.
Yeah.
The sky was like Jolly Rancher green, like the entire sky.
That's
and
weird.
It would last just a little bit longer than lightning. I don't know what it was.
I don't know. It was a weird, creepy night. The time I was awake, it was very creepy hearing everything slam and bang against the house and wind go and stuff like that. But I think we made it out okay. We're just gonna have to call a roofer, an electrician, and probably just a contractor to handle all of it for us. But it's not gonna be too bad. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We may be going, well, we're definitely gonna be going over to the west side to see your grandparents and take them back home and like assess everything. But we may end up recording some of the damage we find over there. So if we do, make sure to stay tuned for the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys later. Peace out! I've got a nail and a bucket, and we're gonna clean this out. We'll see what happens. I've never done this before. So.
I'm kind of hoping it breaks open like right over your head. That would be my ideal situation.
Oh gosh, that feels so weird. It feels like the lining of a swimming pool.
Yeah.
Like an above ground swimming pool. No way. It's super soft. What's up, guys? Don't mind me, I'm just letting my house pee. No big deal.